What's going on, everybody? My name is Rico. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my channel is about vlogs, series and tutorials. And in this episode, it's time for another two dudes hanging out. I got Kostas Lazanas. He's a chef cook from Dallas. He's got his own restaurant. And we're gonna have some fun today.
Oh, hey Rico, I didn't know we were podcasting, buddy. How you doing today?
Hey, what's up, man? Everything's fine. Thanks for having me.
Dude, it's so good to see you. Yeah, my name is Kostas. I'm here in the great country of, not country. We think it's a country, but it's the state of Texas in the United States. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm fine, man. Why don't you introduce yourself to my audience, what you're doing, what your channel's about, and stuff like that?
Yeah, 100%. So we actually started a YouTube channel under the name of my restaurant called Opa Greek Tavern. Ironically, my dad's a Greek immigrant, so European like you, and my mom's here from the United States, and I'm the result. But yeah, we started the YouTube channel to promote and market the restaurant, and it's just like turned into this whole other thing.
And what made you switch? So at first you kind of used it like a marketing tool for your restaurant, and then suddenly you decided to do something else with the channel. What was it that made you switch from one topic to another one?
Man, you know, for me it was just like the community, and I didn't realize that there's this whole online community, and I started building relationships. You know, even with you, I remember when we met, I was actually filming a promotional video for Oktoberfest, I guess about a year from today.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was all about the restaurant. And actually, I think you remember my channel name being Opa Greek Taverna when we met. And you thought I was a German guy or something, you know, like, what's going on over here? And you found out I was Greek. And I think I uploaded at 4 in the morning. You're like, why are you doing still awake? But yeah, that's why I changed the channel. It's like, people can relate more to Kostas Lazanas, who owns Opa Greek Taverna, versus just like a faceless business, Opa Greek Taverna.
Yeah, I hear ya. And what's funny is actually right now, what is it? It's the 28th of September. Actually, Oktoberfest is going on right now in Munich, so that's pretty funny. So basically, we met like a year ago, and now exactly a year later, we're doing a podcast. So I think that's pretty cool, man.
Isn't that crazy, like the times that we live in? I don't think that the general population grasp the fact that like two guys from the opposite ends of the country could just hang out, have a conversation like they're next door neighbors.
I know, right? And they're they're calling on their phone, video calling. They've got like high professional cameras recording the entire setting. And then everything will be merged together into one clip, which will be like the episode of Two Dudes Hanging Out, which is pretty amazing. Because if you would say something like this, like 60 years ago, like, oh yeah, in the future I'm going to call with people like mobile phone and stuff like that. You've got cameras that record 4K. They would probably send you to a nut house, you know?
I think so. I mean, I'm not recording 4K. I'm recording 1080. But yes, yeah.
Oh, you're recording 1080. My bad, man. No worries. I'll upscale it.
Hey, the Canon file sizes are so massive in 4K. But I just shot. In fact, right now, it's going viral. I shot a wedding all in 4K, and I used basically about 300 gigabytes worth of data on some CF cards. So it was massive.
And how many hours did you record for to get the 300 gigabytes of files?
You know, I mean, I was recording off and on for basically 5 hours. I mean, it wasn't recording 5 hours straight, but you know, a wedding lasts about 5 hours. But I mean, I think to really stand out from the crowd, that 4K is where it's at these days.
Fair enough. One of the things that I like about 4K, I don't need it here in the studio, but one of the things that I like about 4K is that you can crop afterwards without losing any quality, you know? So if the framing is a little bit off, you can always reframe it with 1080 when you export it. And then that way... Yeah. So the wedding that you did was for Sam and Nia, correct?
Yeah, so they're basically some famous YouTubers, and I think they have like 2.8 million subscribers.
Yeah, that's huge, man.
Yeah, they're at my church, and I'm over here like this technical YouTuber in the school of Peter McKinnon and, you know, Daniel Schaefer, all these guys that are like really into the technicalities things of YouTube. So I see him with a little pocket camera. I'm like, oh, it's so cute. Let me help this little YouTuber out. And you know, at the time I had 700 subscribers. And I'm like, hey buddy, if you need any help, let me know. I'm a YouTuber. And he's like, oh, I'm a YouTuber too. I said, what's your channel name? He goes, oh, Sam and Nia. I looked it up. It's like 2.5 million. I just walked away. I'm like, just shut up. Just stop. But it shows you though, like, you don't have to have all the things that we have to be a successful YouTuber. Like, like Casey Neistat says it all the time. Like, everything is a slave to story. So if you can tell a great story, you can do it on your cell phone, on your new iPhone 11.
That's one of the things that a lot of people don't understand. They think you need expensive gear, and actually when I started out, I was like, I gotta get this, I gotta get that, I need this, I need that, I need studio lighting, I need, you know, all kinds of stuff, without even actually knowing what I was doing at the time. And then further along the way, when you start to learn about different techniques and stuff like that, you realize that I can create a story with my phone, as you said, the same way I would do it with a DSLR or a mirrorless, you know?
For sure. I mean, obviously, why not have both? But yeah, definitely not necessary.
Yeah. So the one key thing that I do, but that's personal, and that's because we went to Norway, as you know, and those drone shots, they're like priceless. It's one of the things that we went to Switzerland as well. We still gotta create that video series, but it's one of the things that I just think it's amazing that you get a bird's eye view of the place that you are, of where you at, and it just transforms the way you look at the place that you've went to, you know?
Oh yeah, 100%. That's crazy, and I don't know. I'm a little scared because I feel like we are in this like maverick times where we can fly our drones anywhere, more or less. I think that might be closing. Like the first time that, I don't know, a drone crashes a human airplane and 2 people die, I just feel like regulation is going to be so immense probably within the next 10 years. So I think if you got a drone, fly it as much as you can and get as much footage, because I feel like regulation is going to be increasing around the entire world.
Yeah, I agree, man, because did you hear what happened in Canada? Did you see the McKinnon video in which he explained that you can't use your drone anymore as a consumer unless you get all kinds of flying licenses and stuff like that? Do you have the same thing where you live? Because as far as I know, is that you've got the United States, which got several laws, and then every state, and you live in Dallas, Texas, has different laws as well. Is there something in your state, like Texas, that prevents you from flying your drone or stuff like that?
You know, I don't know the details of it, but I know there's quite a few laws, especially with the airspaces and things like that when it comes to it's regulated by the FAA, I believe. But anyway, I don't know. I'm pretty much a maverick. I pretty much just fly, but I don't like, on my YouTube videos, I'd never post like drone footage of downtown Dallas. Like, it's always just a small clip to tell the story, to drive the story further.
Fair enough. And then because we were talking about cameras, and then you're shooting on a Canon. Is that your only camera, or do you have different cameras? What's your favorite? Let's say you need to pick 5 items for your YouTube channel. Which 5 items would you pick, and why?
We're talking about gear right now. Yeah, so I did realize, okay, I'm gonna like contradict myself. I realized that if you wanted to get a certain look and feel to your videos that really stood out from the crowd, this is whenever I was promoting the restaurant, because at the time I was doing iPhone footage for the restaurant and I just didn't know what I was doing. My eyes were not opened up. Like, I did not take a bite of that forbidden fruit, you know, in the Garden of Eden, the knowledge of good and evil. I had no idea that that all this world existed. Like a year and a half ago, I didn't even know what a camera was, and I picked up the camera, and it was like I took a bite of that fruit. You know, I say that analogy because, like, as beautiful and amazing as like the footage is, it also is evil in the fact that like it consumed my life. Like, now, like, all I do is shoot and edit, and it's such a beautiful thing, but it has basically like taken over my life, and I never expected that when I first started the shooting. So to answer your question, with the gear I use, I went straight to the top. I bought a Canon 5D Mark IV. Peter McKinnon suggested that. He's like, that's my go-to camera, and I was like, look, I just added it to the cart and bought it. And then I realized when it came to editing the footage that my little cute computer that I had since I was like 15 years old wasn't gonna do anything.
Yeah.
So I took that and I threw it in the trash and went and bought like a custom built PC to handle all the footage editing. And then the mic, you know, it's a snowball effect. And you know,
Yeah, I hear you.
external microphone, a good camera, a tripod is really nice to get a lot of shots. Not necessary. I did go with the Joby Gorilla Pod, just to, you know, your typical basic vlogging tripod. But then I also have like a Manfrotto like tripod, which is like what we're recording the podcast on right now. And so tripod, camera, microphone, a good computer to edit with, and a few SD cards. Like, I think that is the basics. You know, then your next like layer would probably be like an ND filter, a drone, a GoPro. But yeah, that's pretty much the industry standard when it comes to creating videos, you know?
And how does your, let's say, YouTube life interferes with your restaurant life and with your personal life? Because I get into a lot of, well, not really arguments with my girlfriend, but I just, you know, sometimes I have to edit or shoot something and I'll be like, well, I gotta do it today because tomorrow I got this and I need to upload a video on Thursday and on Sunday. Because if I don't, the algorithm will be messed up, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, it's all, I'm too scared to skip a video, you know. So I'd rather make a quick tutorial than not upload anything at all. Even though I'm pretty much active every day on my community page as well. But how does it interfere with your life?
Well, you know, the expression is like, life is all about give and take. So if you take from somewhere, you have to give from somewhere. And that's definitely true with YouTube, because it's not like a quick 30-minute thing. Like, to produce a good vlog, you know, I'll spend 5 to 10 hours producing, you know, a single vlog. So that definitely, that time has to come from somewhere, and you have to ask yourself, where does that come from? Is it sleep, exercise, family, or work? I mean, that's pretty much the only places you can choose from. And so I take a little bit from everything, and everything does suffer a little bit more, but that's just part of the game. And it's like, how bad do you want it? And sleep has been probably the biggest. Sleep and exercising. I'm so fat right now. Sleep, exercising, and then it is cool. Like, I actually have worked a lot less in the restaurant the past year and a half, because I'm spending more time working on the restaurant, like producing videos. Because still, even to this day, a lot of videos are kind of like have a little bit of my restaurant spliced in there somewhere. So it's nice because you realize that the business can actually run itself pretty well without you micromanaging it. So it's actually been kind of a cool thing.
Fair enough. And then, you don't have a schedule, right? That you upload. Let's say every Thursday, every Sunday, or stuff like that. You just upload.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't I can't. This is a hobby for me, so like, I don't have like. But I upload regularly, but I upload when I want to. Like, I don't have time to like beat myself up on like, I've got to have a deadline. Like, I upload when I upload, and usually it's pretty consistent. So it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just whenever. At 4 a.m. That's how I met you, right? I uploaded at like 4 a.m. like on a Tuesday night or something like that.
Yeah. And do you, because you would be the perfect example to ask, do you notice any difference in your views by not uploading regularly? So is it still the same, or is there a big difference? Because a lot of people say that if you're not consistent, if you not post on the same days, times, whatever, your channel starts to suffer. Is that something that you experience?
You know, I can't say that. Like, I can look back at my vlogs, and if the vlog was like amazing and awesome, it gets the amazing, awesome views. I've only had like one vlog that I've uploaded that was like super awesome that didn't get any views, but I'll go like for my videos like most watched to least watched, and I can see like my most watched videos were like my best videos. So there's definitely a correlation just between like what you're producing. But I mean, here's the whole thing, Rico, is like, I don't make videos for the algorithm. Like, I make videos for myself, and I know there's like the one for you, one for me, but like,
yeah.
This is not my job. Like, this is basically a hobby or a marketing tunnel for me to make money for my restaurant.
Yeah, like a passion, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I can go make $2,000 shooting a wedding tomorrow, which I can wait 10 years for YouTube to pay me that in AdSense. So I really don't care about the views. Now, I say that, but like on the flip side, I mean, who doesn't want their work to be appreciated? So it is cool to build that community and have people like right now this viral video that's on my video, you can go check it out on my channel, behind the scenes of the wedding that I posted on my channel.
I saw, man, I've got it in front of me because I did some research today, obviously, and you've got 7,000 views on that video, and that's huge, man, because that's in the past 23 hours, so I can only imagine what it will bring you as far as views go, subscribers go, stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, and it's just like that, like I wish all my videos could have that type of engagement because it gives you such a heartwarming feeling. Like, I don't know, if I was Peter McKinnon, like I would like take like one day a month and just go and like raid the comment section and just start commenting to people because I just love that community feel. I love like commenting on, like that's how like me and you, we were commenting back and forth on in the comment section, and that's how we built that relationship. Like you hook them with the video, but then you really develop that relationship in the comment section. My opinion.
Yeah. And do you get a lot of comments from your community? Would you say it's fairly high compared to your views, or?
I think so. I think probably smaller channels that have a more niche or a more like loyal following, you have time to develop those relationships. And even on top of that, it's so cool whenever somebody from the comment section is like, "Hey Kostas, I'm gonna come eat at the restaurant," and that's happened probably about 10 times already. That somebody from the other part of the country was in Dallas and was like, "Dude, I'm in Dallas. I want to come by and hang out with you and collaborate on a vlog and eat at the restaurant." So that's totally cool. And again, going back to what we said earlier, this would not have been possible 5 years ago, where people from all over the world will come and eat at your restaurant just because they saw you on a video.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I think it's a great feeling as well, you know, because like when you've got an online presence, you're never alone as well, and you can get appreciation in a lot of ways. So it's by someone in your neighborhood saying thank you when you're opening the door, or someone who's giving you a compliment because you made a great meal, you know. But also in, like as you said, if someone live somewhere else and they come to Dallas and be like, "I want to eat at your restaurant," I bet that's all because you've been very approachable online and in your videos and active in the comment section, you know. And I think that invites people to believe that you're approachable as well. Because I can imagine that if you have like a huge superstar, people would be a little bit like afraid, you know what I mean? To find that connection. And then if you open yourself up, then you allow people to enter in that space, you know. A lot of good things can happen, if you ask me, though.
Rico, I wanted to ask you, so we met a year ago, like we said in the podcast, but I wanted to ask you, like, how long have you been in video work, and like when did you pick up your camera? I'm sure your audience already knows, but I don't know.
Yeah, so thanks for asking. I started about in 2018, about February, end of January, something like that. I've bought a Nikon D5600, I believe, and that's when I started my YouTube channel. And I had no idea about video making, video editing, photo editing. I knew nothing. The only thing I knew was ISO, aperture, and let's say shutter speed, because my grandfather was a photographer actually with his brothers back in the day. They had their own photo businesses, and I just wanted to do something that would make me able to put my creativity in, because the regular work that I'm doing isn't very creative in that kind of way. So I started to think, I mean, I love the concept about creating something out of nothing, because you have to think about the idea, you have to come up with the idea yourself, you have to shoot it yourself, you have to direct it yourself, you have to edit it yourself, you need to put in the sound effects yourself. Everything from A to Z, like the final product is everything you've put in it and came from your mind after you started with nothing. So I started doing that. I watched a lot of videos from a lot of YouTubers like Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon, stuff like that, you know. And then just to get some basic understanding about video skills, techniques, stuff like that. Same goes for photo editing, except for the photo editing part was a bit later. I think I started with that last year, October, because I wanted to upload twice a week. And I wanted to do something else because I kind of found out that at first I started in Dutch, then I quickly switched to English, but then I found out that the vlogs weren't getting good views, and it's not like they were.
I love your vlogs, man. That's like how I met you, dude. Those travel vlogs you did, I was like, dude, that's so sick. I miss those vlogs.
Yeah, and I absolutely love making them. And that's why I'm still going to make the Switzerland series. And if we go someplace else, I'm going to create a video out of that as well. But for the YouTube experience, I figured that I wanted to have a mix. One for you, one for me. So I wanted to upload the vlogs and I wanted to upload the tutorials. But then somewhere along the way, I just ran out of time, man. I was so super busy. I was switching projects because I've got my own company. I'm self-employed. And I mean, YouTube is my hobby. It's my passion. I absolutely love it, but it doesn't bring me any groceries. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I had to prioritize, and I was like, okay, if I, like you said, you spent like 5 to 10 hours on a vlog, and then while a tutorial from A to Z. So when I'm starting to record, and then the final product is a maximum of 2 hours. So in the times that I've ran out of time, I just created a tutorial and another tutorial and another tutorial so that I could keep up with the upload schedule. Yeah, that's basically the reason why. And now I'm getting a little bit more time, so that's why I did the Xiaomi unboxing. I did the camera review. I'm going to do a couple of more of those videos. I'm going to upload the Switzerland vlogs. So I'm gradually starting to be able to do more of those kind of things, but I did tell myself that I want to try and except for the travel series, I want to try and keep them related as much as possible with photography or videography, you know.
Hey, I was gonna ask you real quick also, how is YouTube and vlogging life in the Netherlands? Denmark. Where are you from, bro? Are you in Denmark or the Netherlands? I'm a little confused. I gotta get my map out.
I'm from the Netherlands. And we've got a saying over here in Dutch which says doe maar gewoon, dan doe je al gek genoeg. Which basically means just act normal, you're already crazy enough. If people see me walking with a camera in front of me and me talking into the camera, I get a lot of laughs. Even though we've got a couple of famous YouTubers from the Netherlands, people still think it's a little bit weird. Like last week...
Where's PewDiePie from?
PewDiePie, I think he's from Sweden. But we've got this...
Okay, I knew he was European.
Yeah, I think he's from Sweden. We've got this famous Dutch YouTuber who lives in Los Angeles, I think. I forgot his name. He makes prank videos and stuff like that. But even last week, I was at the forest by myself. I had a tripod filming me, and I had a tripod holding the phone to take pictures. And then this couple came by with their dog, and they were like, and I just saw their look, you know, and I was like, don't worry, the cameras are off. I'm just actually reading the script, you know, stuff like that. And they'd be like, okay, glad, because I don't want to be on film. And the dog nearly knocked over my tripod with the GH5 on it. I was like, careful, it's it's expensive, you know. And then they started to walk on, and then I started the cameras and finished the video. But it's still a bit like it's accepted, but it's not accepted. You know what I mean?
Sure. I think pretty much the same sentiment can be said here in Dallas. I can only speak for Dallas. I can't speak for the whole United States. It might be different in LA. But I think in general, like, they kind of know what we're doing, but they'd have never really seen it in real life, you know? Like if you say, oh, I'm making a YouTube video, they're like, oh, okay. But they're like, we didn't realize. But it's so crazy because I tell people all the time, it's like, everybody that's recording on their phones is getting the same exact footage, just ours look better. And they think ours is so invasive because we have a shotgun mic mounted to the top of our camera. But really, it's the same exact video. Because I get a lot of people like, please don't film in here. We don't want you recording. But it's like, everybody else is recording. It's just my video looks better than yours.
Yeah, I hear ya. And that that kind of annoys me as well, because if we take out our camera, we do it with a purpose. So we either do it for entertainment purposes, like in a good way, or we're actually shooting stuff like a corporate video or a wedding or something pre-planned. Other people, they just take out their phone when someone is falling instead of helping them, you know? You don't see us whipping out our cameras at that time. So I even think that if you ban out, let's say, cameras, you have to tell people that use their phone as well to, well, you know, you can't take pictures, you can't record, you can't do this, because like you said, it's the same principle.
Exactly. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. You know, it's so funny because we both got into video at the same time. I'm telling you, bro, you gotta go out and hustle with that camera and make some money, my man. It's crazy. Like, I didn't realize this too. It's like, I've been selling Greek food at my restaurant, and it's like, there's a certain population that has to be within 3 miles of my restaurant that has to love Greek food to eat at my restaurant. But like camera and like video work and just videography, it transcends every genre. It transcends like everybody, like from a construction worker to a church to an athlete. Like everybody needs to be filmed. And so I'm just like realizing there's so much money to be made in film. And it's amazing. I mean, how do you feel about that? Like going after that and doing a little side hustle where you're from?
I thought about it, and I was actually planning on shooting some weddings with a buddy of mine. But then he started shooting some films for a online car magazine, like an online car blog with their own YouTube channel. So he made some footage for that, and I got busy with my own projects, my own company. So we were supposed to get some money out of it, but the thing is, your channel, Scott McKenna, for instance, Pablo Fernan, I hope I said it right, they shoot like commercial things, you know, like you make money from it. The thing is, in the United States, it's a different experience than in the Netherlands. It's not as huge in the Netherlands. So let's say I go to a car shop and I'll be like, okay, you know, I can help you make sure that your car is standing out. I'll shoot some great B-roll of it. I'll edit it in a video. You can use it with the photos. I can make those as well. And this is the price you'll have to pay. The Dutch, by nature, always want stuff gratis, which means we want stuff for free. And as soon as you start mentioning prices and stuff like that, they just kind of back off, you know?
You can get you couldn't get like $500 or $400 from somebody?
Maybe I could, maybe from a wedding, but then still the thing is that if you, let's say for instance someone wants a wedding, right? And they pay, let's say 600 or 800 euros for photos. For like a shoot from 5 to 8 hours, something like that. I don't know the rates exactly, because by the hour, I think a true photographer asks around 65 euros. So that would be like $75, I think. Without the editing and you know, stuff like that. So let's say you've got a couple and the wedding is already expensive, and the most important thing that they want is pictures, because nobody really thinks about videos. I mean, you can show them an after movie and stuff like that and they'll be tempted, but then as soon as you mention like, okay, if we're going to shoot for 5 hours because we need enough footage, it's going to cost you between 500 and 800 euros. They'd be like, okay, never mind, I'll take my phone, I'll film my family members and I'll be fine with that. You know, it's a whole different sentiment. I'm not saying there's not an opportunity, because I haven't really gone after photographers that do weddings to ask if we could collaborate on that and give them a commission or whatever. Yeah, I was at a point that the project that I was doing would end and I didn't have anything. And I always said, like, I've been doing this for 6 years for my own company. I said that when I don't have a project, I'm going to do nothing for 3 months. I just want to relax, recharge my batteries, you know, because I kind of feel like burned out, stuff like that.
Sure.
But then I got a new project, and I'm thinking like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. So I you know, I can use the money, and it's always better to just go from one project to another. So I'm just keep going. So I didn't have, I didn't have the room or the time to say like, okay, I'm going to focus full time on my, I was supposed to do that from January 1st, but then I got a new project, as I said, and I'm still working on it. So yeah, you know, I didn't really have or take the time to to fully try and make this a business. But what I did decide is that as soon as I hit 10,000 subscribers, I might go and see if I can hire someone to help me with the YouTube channel, and then see if I can actually go from doing what I do right now to doing something that's like an extreme passion of mine, and see how far I can come with that, you know?
No, that's totally awesome. I guess for me, since the restaurant, I got it to where it runs itself, I have a lot more extra time, so I can like make money from the restaurant, but then also go and make simultaneously, you know, an extra $1,000 shooting something. So for me it works out. And as far as like finding an editor, it's really cool. I have a brother that suffers from autism, but he's like really smart when it comes to just like cutting files. I don't think he could like actually cut a vlog, but for like my podcast, for instance, I have 2 cameras. He just cuts the 2 cameras, which takes forever, as you know, to cut the cameras. And so he actually does all of my Real Restaurant Radio podcast, which we haven't recorded in a while because we've been so busy. But that's something. So it's nice to have somebody that can cut the vlogs for you. I think Sam and Nia, those famous YouTubers, they actually told me that, you know, they just ship out their videos every single night. They record all day, they ship it out at night, and their videos are released about a week out. So whatever they record today will be released next week, but it's released every single day, and that's why they have 2.8 million subscribers. I think Sean Duras, he's also another family vlogger, or like the Ace family. I think they all do the same thing. Like they just record with their little phones, ship it out to an editor. I think like in India or something like that, and then, you know, they handle everything for them.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. I should do the same thing. The only thing I heard here in the Netherlands is from a company that shoots real estate. They ship out their photos to China, have them Photoshop it, you know, windows and stuff like that when needed, and then it gets transported or transferred again during the night. And then as soon as they come inside the office again on the mornings, the files are ready. They can upload it, you know, and then present the house online. Yeah, maybe I should try to get a editor from India or China as well. So if you guys are looking, let me know. Send me an email, and we'll see what we can do.
So, like, tell me about your audience. Like, who all? Obviously, it's so cool that you're hanging out with like Bert Cullinane and myself, and it's cool that you get to reach out to a lot of U.S. YouTubers. Have you really enjoyed it?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. To be fair, I actually was kind of nervous before talking to Bert, because his channel was already a lot bigger, and he was hanging out with guys like Cody, you know. So I was like, I'm just going to try it, because we have been going back and forth in the comment section as well, and we talked about it in a we made a podcast together where we talked about it as well. Like, he's busy doing his thing, I'm busy doing my thing, but every now and then I either send him a message on Instagram to check up on him, or I just leave a comment and stuff like that. Same goes for a Dutch YouTuber, and same goes for Eric, which is actually a good buddy of mine. We speak to each other pretty much every day, and I just love it. And what I love as well is that I get to interact with our community a lot. So the subscribers that are watching my videos are actually very active on my community page. I wish you guys would have been more active, because I absolutely love it, but they send me like photos to edit. Every now and then I upload a photo for them to edit, and then I get tons of mails with people that show me their edit, and they send me mails about what they done, and the XMP files, which is like the non-destructive file that Darktable needs in order to have it, to keep it non-destructive. So yeah, I really like that. Sometimes I wish that, because my girlfriend isn't into the YouTube and she doesn't want anything to do with it, sometimes I wish I had like a friend in the Netherlands that could help me with my channel, and I could help him. But this is like the path that I took, and my biggest accomplishment up until now, as far as YouTube goes, is that Anthony Morganti has mentioned me once in a video, like 6 months ago. He catapulted me from like 750 subscribers to about till about 1250. And then a few weeks ago, I sent him an email. I actually reached out to him. I had a couple of video ideas for him. And then he replied to me. And then we talked some things over. And then we decided that he wanted a video, or he would like to have a video on Darktable on his channel, and he asked me to do that for him, and I was like, sure man, no worries. So I made the video, and it's actually, it was the best watched video in the past 28 days. He never had that many views on it before. It gave me a lot of subscribers, and even now we are still emailing back and forth. He's an absolute great guy, but his channel has got like 320,000 subscribers, or 312,000 subscribers. So that was huge for me. I was like, we've got a huge YouTuber that wants to partner up with me, and I want to partner up with him. And the only thing that was needed for us to establish that was just a simple reach out, which is like a message to anybody watching that has a YouTube channel. If you want to collaborate with someone, even though that channel is much bigger than yours, just try it, be nice, come up with a good idea that helps the both of you, and then maybe you get lucky, and then you can start working together and do stuff. And like these podcasts, I absolutely love it. You know, the one with Eric was a lot of fun. The one with the first one that I did was a lot of fun. The one with Burke was absolutely great as well. We had a lot of fun, and this one's fun for me as well. And
thanks, man.
Yeah, you no worries, man. You get to connect with people on a whole different level, and like you said, we're like 10,000 kilometers away from each other, but then we share the same passion and the same hobby, and that's just a lot of fun for me.
No, I agree. I think subscriber count, financials, like there's so many things that are arbitrary that have no meaning. Like it doesn't matter like how much money I make in a year or how many subscribers I have. Like we're all human beings, and we all like to hang out and have fun, and that's it, you know.
Everybody that's watching, be sure to check out Kostas' channel as well. I'll put the link in the description. I'll put the link in the comment section as well. Say hi to him, say him that I've sent you guys. I hope you guys like this podcast. Is there something you want to say to my audience before we wrap this all up?
No, man, just thank you for hanging out with me today. It's super sweet. If you're still listening now, you know you're a real diehard fan. We appreciate that. We've been blabbering on for 30 minutes, and yeah, it's super awesome just to hang out with you today, bud.
Definitely. Well, thank you for being a guest in my show. I had a lot of fun. And for everybody that's watching, I got one more thing left for me to say, which is make love to the like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Hit that bell button to be the first to be notified when I drop a new video. And until next time, doei!